Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. This is Big Dave of Wrestling Montage Media. This is your first time here. Consider liking, subscribing. We do reaction videos, custom entrance videos, podcasts with my friends TJ and Tarrell. Either on the weekends, Saturday, Sunday, expect to upload from our podcast. We'll also be on different podcast platforms as well. We really try to grow and do some different things with the channel. But as of right now, we're going to react to the recent headlines and things that's been going on in the news of pro wrestling. Let's get into it.
WWE changing WrestleMania 41 in a big way. Has a criminal investigation of Vince McMahon been dropped? Ricky Starks returns to WWE.
Returns, yes. He's made a few appearances in WWE before. He did a segment with Ryback back in the day, when they were backstage. And they were in catering, and Ricky Starks just looked like just any old nobody in the back. And Ryback picks him up and slam him through just a table full of food. It was ridiculous. And then another thing, and I recently just watched this. Ricky Starks was in he was in a segment with Roman Reigns, the big dog Roman Reigns, the one that Anyway, so this was the segment with Roman Reigns in handcuffs, and they were in New Orleans. Of course, that's where Ricky Starks is from. And he was in handcuffs, and Roman Reigns pretty much broke out of the handcuffs or whatever, and he had hit Ricky Starks like this it was ridiculous. Back to the news.
The sad news for Tegan Knox.
Yeah, I need to just let it go.
WWE adding a title match to Elimination Chamber. Elias has not been signed, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at WWE changing up WrestleMania 41 in a big way. The top of the day's news report said WWE is considering shaking up its plans for WrestleMania 41, including some top matches. First is CM Punk finally getting that main event. Now, a new report from WrestleVotes claims that there's been talk.
He should have. I mean, they can always make some changes. We still got the Chamber coming up, but it's looking like a three-way between Roman, Seth, and Punk.
About changing up some of WrestleMania's top tier matches, including the rumored Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus Roman Reigns.
There you go.
Triple threat match, and the John Cena versus undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes match. And while neither match is official, it's been mentioned in rumors, but that may have changed as WrestleVotes reports. I don't know if it's been discussed in an official capacity, but I do know there are people there that would rather that match of Cody Rhodes versus John Cena versus CM Punk than Reigns versus Punk versus Rollins, if that matters at all. I don't know, but I do know that there are some people who would prefer that.
You could really do anything with that combination of the people. I just know that Cena, he definitely needs to be involved some way as far as the championship goes. But you definitely don't want to do Cody and Roman again. So, I mean, really any combination of those people, those, top four names, 5 with Seth, it'll definitely work. But, I mean, to me, it should just be Punk Seth. That's what they were supposed to do last year, right? Cena wants to go for number 17. I didn't think he would do that at WrestleMania, but, I mean, where else would it be done? Not Cody, Seth. They really haven't had any type of beef or tie-ins. Like I said, you could really do it anyway.
Now, CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes bout seems like a no-brainer, especially since they've rarely.
That promo was awesome, by the way.
Fought each other. Cultaholic pointed out that Punk and Cody have only had 2 singles matches against each other, and they haven't gone one-on-one since 2008. The WWE seemed to tease a Punk versus Rhodes match in 2024 during the hype for that year's Rumble. Unfortunately, Punk was injured in the match and sidelined for months before working a feud with Drew McIntyre for the most of 2024. Probably one of the greatest feuds and matches of the last decade. And Punk sat down with ESPN and made it clear he's interested in a match with Cena. I think he's John Cena. I can call his shot, and he's busy doing other stuff. He's spending more time here giving back on his way out. I would feel fortunate if he picked me to do anything with me. Booking Punk into the rumored Cena vs. Rhodes match would also allow Punk to potentially fulfill his WWE dream, that is to main event WrestleMania. A moment he's always wanted.
Yeah, he has wanted that. Even it was crazy because I mean, back in the day when he was even the WWE champion, he still didn't get the main event. He had to take the back seat to Brock and Cena, The Rock and Cena. The first one, WrestleMania 28. And then 29, they redid it again. And then at WrestleMania 28, he faced Chris Jericho. I forget if that was for the championship or I think it was for the WWE championship at the time. But yeah, Punk is you got to understand his frustration. You definitely got to understand his frustration when you're the top guy and you still don't get the main event. Yeah, it's crazy.
Punk might not get that chance this year with a non-title triple threat involving himself.
Well, the having a championship should mean you're the top guy, but that doesn't mean you're the bigger name. At the time, even though Cena was the bigger name than Punk, The Rock coming back, I mean that's just what it had to be at the time. So
Reigns and Rollins. But if WWE does manage to do the switch, which match would you prefer? Let us know in the comments down below.
And actually, I went to WrestleMania 28 and I had bought this shirt just for that event. So this is the same shirt from then.
Oh, next up, WWE changing Drew McIntyre Mania plans as well. Now another match that may be changed is the rumored Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest bout. As Dr. Chris Featherstone tweeted, sources within WWE have informed me that the online backlash of Drew McIntyre's potential WrestleMania opponent has opened up internal discussions to reevaluate current.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that either. Just no. Like I said, I think I said this before, they can do it on Raw, SmackDown, or at another pay-per-view like Money in the Bank or, like an overseas show. It shouldn't be a WrestleMania match. It'll just be two big guys going at it, and it's just like, any story can make, I'm going in the right direction. Any story can make you anticipating the match better. That don't make it a good match. We saw that with Jay and Jimmy last year at WrestleMania. The match was bad. Super kick party all through the match. So
plans. There's no word on who McIntyre could face if the WWE pivots from his hypothetical match against the Archer of Infamy, or what plans WWE would even make for Priest. Frankly, the best thing for McIntyre right now is to have a big feud against LA Knight, leading to a huge bout at WrestleMania. Who do you think would be the perfect opponent for Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania?
They definitely do that pivot right there, yeah.
Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, has a criminal investigation of Vince McMahon been dropped? Now it's time for an update on one of Vince McMahon's ongoing legal matters. According to the New York Post, McMahon's attorney claims that the criminal investigation into Vince McMahon by federal prosecutors in New York is over. Here are some highlights from the article, which brought up how appeals judges on Friday revealed that a grand jury had considered whether the 78-year-old billionaire broke the law by hiding allegations of sexual misconduct from two former female employees whom he ended up paying $10.5 million to keep quiet. The article clarified the ruling from the three-judge panel does not name McMahon, but refers to the subject of an ongoing grand jury investigation concerning whether, as CEO, he engaged in a criminal scheme to circumvent the company's internal accounting controls and misled company auditors in order to conceal multiple allegations of sexual misconduct raised against him by two former company employees. And they commented that sources familiar with the matter confirmed the CEO in question is McMahon. This is clearly a case of reading between the lines and trying to figure out what is going on. While they noted the Second Circuit Court of Appeals decision suggests the case is still active, Vince McMahon's attorney Robert W. Allen has stated that the case is over. Here's what he said in the New York Post. This is simply the result of an appeal of a procedural matter that was argued 5 months ago. We have been in consistent communication with the government since that time and understand with no ambiguity that the investigation has definitively concluded and will not result in a charge. Whether the investigations are complete remains unknown, but the Post report did point out, but Friday's ruling, which does not mention sex trafficking, indicates that the probe focused instead of whether McMahon broke the law by covering up the allegations.
Yeah, that in the first place would be some type of offense, I would think, but
hopefully we'll have more update on the situation. Next,
Yeah, he sure felt comfortable coming to the Super Bowl and just, being out and about. But the man just minding his business. McMahon was minding his business. Just one way or another, I just hope he don't come back to the company, WWE.
Next up, Ricky Starks returns to WWE. Now, another big night on NXT as former AEW talent Ricky Starks was on NXT last night, returning to the WWE. As some of you may know, he was a jobber in the WWE before.
Yeah.
Starks had plenty to say, telling fans, "I'm here to turn this place upside down," and then he was there for fans asking when the Revolution will be televised. Now, it was noted leading up to Starks' NXT appearance, AEW did finally give his release last Sunday, whereas AEW deal was reportedly up in April. Now, of course, AEW doesn't have a 90-day no-compete clause, so Starks was able to sign immediately. But why was...
It's good for him. I'm happy. I'm happy about it. I think he's going to be able to explore and show different aspects, more things from his character, definitely now in NXT. So it's that'll help him, develop, in different things they may be lacking in. But I mean, he's of course he's very experienced. He knows what he's doing. But there's nothing. You can always learn more, especially with the system they have down there in the Performance Center. And I'm sure you guys see it in the beginning of the video. I have a picture in front of the Performance Center. So I had to see it. Actually been there twice.
Wasn't he mentioned by name? Now, Starks' debut was memorable for several reasons, including why WWE didn't mention his name. Some fans believe that Starks may be repackaged, and according to Fightful Select, the WWE's call not to name Starks wasn't an accident. Why is he on NXT? What is Ricky Starks doing on WWE's developmental brand?
It don't matter. He don't need to just go to the main roster. That's not for everybody. I mean, he can be in NXT for like 6 months. Like, he don't even need to do the typical, you see me here and I'm here, and then I'll be NXT champion for a year, lose it, and go to the main roster. It don't always have to work like that.
While it's not uncommon for veteran performers to work there to learn the WWE style, a new article from Ringside News suggests a different reason. According to sources, creative plans for WrestleMania are mostly locked in, making it harder to fit him into a major storyline right now. On the other hand, NXT offers more flexibility to work him into the mix immediately. Now, it wouldn't surprise us to see Starks work a program in NXT and then get drafted to Raw or SmackDown.
Yep.
But The Undertaker had a great reaction to Starks' WWE appearance.
Yep.
But The Undertaker didn't waste any...
Yeah, I seen that. He was on the podcast with Bully Ray, and yeah, they were watching NXT in the background as they were doing the interview, talking to each other, and yeah, he said a lot of good things about Ricky. He helped him, I think, prepare for one of his matches, or he helped him train or something like that.
Time to talk up Ricky Starks' surprise appearance on NXT. During an appearance on Busted Open Radio, Taker recalled meeting Starks at a gym while preparing for his 2015 bout with Shane McMahon. According to the Phenom, Starks impressed him with how respectful and humble he was, noting he chatted with Starks at the time and gave him advice on the industry when Ricky revealed he wanted to be a wrestler. The Undertaker brought up how Ricky also helped his wife train for one of her surprise appearances at the Royal Rumble. And one of the Rumbles that Michelle was a surprise guest in, she wanted to get in the ring and he came down and trained with her. The WWE Hall of Famer seemed impressed by Starks, telling listeners, "I've seen him a few times here and there and I've always had great conversations with him. He's a good kid, such a respectful kid. So yeah, that debut caught me completely off guard. I hadn't seen him in probably a year and a half maybe, and then just looked up and saw him there." Now, The Undertaker isn't the only WWE superstar reacted to Starks' dynamic debut. CM Punk, who wrestled Starks during their time in AEW, posted a clip of his NXT appearance along with a smiley emoji. Next up,
Yeah, if you are over with The Undertaker, you're doing something right. So, any praise from that man on what you're doing and who you are, yeah, Ricky, he gonna be all right.
WWE trademarks new wrestlers' names. Now, as fans wonder what's next for Ricky Starks, a new set of trademark applications by WWE suggests he could work under one of the following names. WWE have apparently applied for 12 trademarks, and here's a list of the names WWE's looking to trademark.
Here we go.
Aria Bennett, Braxton Cole, Chantel Monroe, Draco Knox, Harley Riggins, Hazy Jameson, Jax Presley, Mason Holiday, Osiris Griffin, Summer Sorrell, Tate Wilder, and Trill London.
He can't be Ricky Starks no more. Ain't that his name? Or did NXT, the AEW trademark it or something? Run that back. Run that back real quick.
Chantel Monroe, Draco Knox, Harley Riggins.
Chantel Monroe? Chantel? That's a woman name.
And here's a list of the names WWE's looking to
One more
trademark.
time, y'all.
Aria Bennett,
Braxton Cole,
Chantel Monroe, Draco Knox, Harley
Riggins,
Hazy Jameson.
You know, a lot of these names sound horrible until, you know, I mean, it's just looking at a list. But if he was to come out to one of these names already, and, you know, we had no knowledge of it, it may grow on us because we realize, hey, he can't be Ricky anymore. He got to be freaking Iris Griffin. Like,
Jax Presley, Mason Holiday, Osiris Griffin, Summer Sorrell, Tate Wilder, and Trill London. What do you guys think of these potential ring names, and do you think what?
Maybe Trill. He looked like a Trevor, though. Maybe take Trill and then mix up any of the other last names, like Trill Presley, Trill Jameson, Trill Knox, Trill Monroe, Tate. You can really just randomize these names with the first and last names.
Presley, Mason Holiday, Osiris Griffin, Summer Sorrell, Tate Wilder, and Trill London. What do you guys think of these potential ring names, and do you think one of them might be given to Ricky Starks? I mean, just imagine he's announced next week as Harley Riggins. Next up, Bayley's Hugger is back. Bayley's ongoing program with Roxanne Perez took a
that's hella funny.
bizarre turn on NXT during the role models match against Cora Jade. Perez entered the arena wearing Bayley's gear from her Hugger days and Bayley's classic entrance music. The real Bayley promptly attacked Perez, allowing Jade to recover and score an upset win on Bayley. As a result, NXT General Manager has turned this Saturday's Vengeance Day PLE triple threat match between Bayley, Roxanne, and NXT Women's Champion Julia into a fatal four-way with Jade now added. But just looking back on those Hugger t-shirts, who signed that one off? Next up,
man, don't hate on the Hugger, bro. I love Bayley Hugger. I think honestly now, I mean that character. I mean, I don't know what she is now. She's just Bayley with hair color. You know, I mean, she definitely, that character did run its course at the time, but you know, she's just regular now. She's just pretty plain.
Bad news for Tegan Knox.
And call everybody idiots.
There's a major revelation from former WWE
Oh, my girl Tegan. I love me some Tegan Knox, man. What's going on with her?
superstar Tegan Knox, as Tegan reveals she was incredibly sick before she was released by WWE. Knox told the Metro that I did get incredibly sick for a little while. We didn't really get a legitimate answer. I went through tests, I was in hospital, a bunch of different stuff. So I think it was down to a lot of stress mixed with other things, but I was really sick, which didn't help with the time off. Tegan, who was released last November, said that while the illness was not life-threatening, the doctor's inability to diagnose it led to confusion about whether she was cleared to return to WWE. Knox told the Metro that she thought she'd be released sooner. I needed that second to try and figure out what was going on, and then we kind of figured it out. I was on medication, I could have come back, and I was just never brought back from there. I thought I was going to be released a lot sooner. And Knox isn't alone, as WWE recently released more talent last week and opted not to renew the contracts of other superstars. But you guys miss Tegan Knox? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up,
yeah, they tried some things to get her over. She was on SmackDown. I think she called herself Lady Kane because she grew up, you know, loving Kane. Yeah, man, she was just so injury prone. She had a great look to her. Great in the ring. I remember watching the Mae Young Classic back in 2017, man, and she was the favorite, but she ended up, you know, busting up her knees pretty bad. Yeah, it was I remember that. She was so distraught over that whole situation. But yeah, love taking Tegan Knox. Wish her the best.
WWE adding a title match to Elimination Chamber. Now, Elimination Chamber is fast approaching, but so far, WWE hasn't booked any other matches other than the men's and women's Elimination Chamber matches. That may change, as WrestleVotes recently noted on the Backstage Pass Q&A. I've heard rumblings of a Shinsuke Nakamura title defense. Don't know the opponent, but that's one I've heard could take place at the Skydome. I'll learn.
Man, I forgot Shinsuke was a U.S. champ.
Nakamura recently passed the 70-day mark as champion. His title reign has been subdued at best. In fact, he's only had one defense in those 70 days, and it was in a dark match. It's another reminder of WWE's difficulties at booking its undercard, despite SmackDown expanding to 3 hours. But who should he face? Next up, Carlito on why he didn't sign with AEW. Now, if you're wondering why current Judgment Day member Carlito didn't sign...
I haven't listened to that interview yet, but I'm gonna check it out. But I definitely don't like what he's doing right now. He's not doing much of anything
with AEW before he returned to WWE in 2023. Well, the second-gen superstar explained why to Chris Van Vliet, and it's all about loyalty. I have a thing with loyalty, you know. I mean, I've only ever been a WWE guy, so I always kind of like that. Next up, have WWE forgiven a legendary
Yeah, that's understandable. It's especially with, you know, his debut. He beat John Cena for the U.S. Championship in 2004. So, yeah, to go right away. Why would you go anywhere else if you don't have to? If they'll, you know, accept you to give you a role, you're on TV, you can't beat that.
Tag team. Now it seems like the legendary team of Axe and Smash of Demolition have been put back on the WWE's alumni page. For those not familiar with the situation, Demolition and WWE have been in a long ongoing legal battle.
Yeah, they were involved in that class action lawsuit. Yeah, that's right.
Surrounding their names. Could the idea of them being back on the alumni page be a sign that they've now forgiven WWE, or WWE have forgiven them? Could this mean a Hall of Fame induction this year?
Yeah.
If so, it's long overdue. Next up, a top luchador not signed with WWE. WWE has made some major moves recently, including the signing of Pentel Zero, Jordan Grace, and Ricky Starks. However, Dr. Chris Featherstone is reporting talks between international superstar Hiro Dr. Wagner and the WWE have stalled. Sources have also confirmed that Dr. Wagner will join AAA instead.
In my opinion, WWE don't need no more luchadors. They don't. I mean, a lot of luchadors from AAA, they be in AEW, and I don't know. They just seem like a dime a dozen.
Featherstone said that talks broke down when WWE asked Wagner to remove his mask. Something that's a big no-no in Mexican wrestling culture.
Yes.
And finally, Elias not signed. Last but not least, it looks like AEW and or Ring of Honor fans hoping to walk with Elias may have to wait, as Fightful Select is reporting Fightful Select has learned that Elijah aka Elias is not signed to AEW or Ring of Honor, contrary to reports. Hopefully Elias is seen soon back in action in the ring. But there you have it.
I really liked Elias in his time, man, when he was really getting the gimmick over. Walk with Elias, and then he had a little album out with like 4 or 5 songs, and yeah, he was good. He wasn't the best in the ring, but it was all about his character work. But yeah, just the lasting memory of Elias with me. I cannot remember the name of the character he was playing when he came back with his beard shaved off, but that was trash. So thanks guys for watching the channel. Coming back to man, yeah. Thank you guys for coming. Thanks for watching the whole video. Like and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.